Shalom, this is the brother Atazawamia from GMS South Carolina camp, teaching GMS North Carolina camp in Charlotte. I want to first and foremost give all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the elders, a great millstone, taught me this truth. Shalom to the Akim out there pushing the truth and sincerity. This lesson, or these series of lessons, Lord willing, is highlighting the patriarchs of faith. Talking about forefathers and going in. Basically, this is from the passage in First Maccabees chapter 2, where Mattathias is encouraging Judas and his brethren, all right, to be faithful unto Yahweh Shemel Shai by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and defending and protecting the people, because the time we're approaching is similar to that of the time that they experienced during the time of the Maccabees, where you had the so-called white man come in and try to establish his one world order by means of Antiochus Epiphanes, and all the Israelites that resisted, they put them to death if they didn't become heathenized or Hellenized. Okay, became like the ways of the Greeks. So Mattathias and his sons, they resisted, okay, and on his deathbed, Mattathias was encouraging his sons to continue to fight, and he made mention about the patriarchs of faith. So in this lesson, we're gonna show about Abraham when he had to sacrifice Isaac. Okay, that was a testing of his faith to show if his faith matched his talk, because faith is an action. Okay, people get it in the world, get it twisted, say, "Oh, I got faith," but their faith, yeah, people have faith, but they don't have faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, they have faith in other things, okay, besides the Lord. Okay, so we're gonna go through the scriptures and show that, that's an important thing, and that, you brothers, like the elder said, we should get into the history, and mainly, you should know your history of your forefathers, the patriarchs, because with that, it builds up your faith. Okay, so let's start with Romans 15:4. Alright, this is Romans chapter 15 verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." Okay, so this account of our forefather Abraham, alright, and the Lord testing his faith, is for our learning. Alright, so that we through patience, we can develop patience, and then have comfort when certain times like that come up, when your faith gonna be tested, so you can remember these things. Okay, go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 11. I'll read through 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 11. It says, "Now all these things happen unto them," talking about our forefathers, "for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come." Okay, now that word admonition in the Greek is Strong's Greek 3559. I'm gonna let the guy say it.
Strong's G 3559, Nuthesia.
Alright, it means admonition, exhortation. Alright, now when you look those words up in the dictionary, admonition means reminding, instruction, warning. Exhortation means encouragement. So these examples that we have in the scriptures that was written aforetime for our learning are examples for us to reminding of the mighty acts of the Lord and the patriarchs of faith, and to instruct us and how to trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, even to the point of death or in dire need, stressful times, and for warning, okay, and to encourage us, okay. So 1 Corinthians 10 and 11. Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, encouragement, and reminding, instruction, warning, encouragement, okay, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. So if you believe you standing firm in this truth, you got to take heed, beware lest he fall, because the same things that befell our forefathers it's going to be times like this that test your faith. There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. And we're going to see that in this example of our forefather Abraham. Alright, Psalms 119 and 24. It's about Psalms 119 and 24. It says, Thy testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. So, reading the history about our forefathers should be a delight to you. It shouldn't be a burden. Alright? And my counselors. Your counsel, that's where we get counsel from. Alright? From the acts, studying the acts of our forefathers. Alright? 2 Timothy 3 and 16. Also this is a way to teach, our brothers, because you got examples of Yahushua, the apostles, the prophets, always referring back to the history as a means, as a means of teaching, alright, or using as, ways to instruct the people, alright. So knowing that history is an important facet in this truth. This is 2 Timothy 3 and 16. All scripture is given by the inspiration of God, and is profitable for doctrine, and for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Alright. Job 8. And that's a cut on these people in churches that say they only deal with the New Testament, or you got clowns that say only deal with the Old Testament. Then you got people say I don't even accept the Apocrypha, but you got to deal with the whole book, because it's all for your betterment. Alright, especially if you call yourself a man of the Lord. Alright, this is Job 8 and 8. It says, For inquire, I pray thee, the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers, which is basically studying the history. For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because our days upon the earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach thee, and tell thee in other words of their heart? That's right. Okay? So don't, like most people do, don't despise the counsel or the history, because it should be a delight unto you, number one, and number two, it should be used also as a teaching tool. Alright? It's like Deuteronomy 32, what page? Deuteronomy 32 and 7. It says, Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they shall teach thee. Okay? That's right. Psalms 44 and 1. Psalms 44 and 1. We have heard with our ears, O God. Our fathers have told us what works thou didst in their days and the times of old. Okay? So the history is important. Alright. From the Apocrypha, Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 44, verse 1. It says, let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. Okay, because Abraham's one of those patriarchs. Alright, one of the main ones. And he's famous because everybody talks about Abraham. Okay, even to this day. The Lord hath wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men are renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding, and declaring prophecies. Alright? Because Abraham was a prophet. Okay. Leaders of the people by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning meet for the people, wise and eloquent in their instructions, such as found out musical tunes and recite verses in writing. Rich men flourish with ability, living peaceably in their habitations. All these were honored in their generations and were the glory of their times. There be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praise might be reported. And some there be which have no memorial, who are perished, as though they have never been, and are become as though they had never been born, and their children after them. But these were merciful men, whose righteousness have not been forgotten. With their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, and their children are within the covenant. Their seed stand fast, and their children for their sakes. Their seed shall remain forever, and their glory shall not be blotted out. Their bodies are buried in peace, but their names live forevermore. The people will tell of their wisdom, and the congregation will show forth their praise. Alright? That's right. So the history is important, man. Now let's get into the scriptures. Alright, because the Lord warned us that this time was going to be a time of testing. Alright, so this example I'm going to bring out about our father Abraham, how he was tested in his days to prove his faith to Yahweh Shema Shai. You brothers and you sisters out there, those who are calling themselves Israelites, with GMS and without GMS, we all going to be tested. All Israel going to be tested in these days. So, you should take heed. Alright, this is Luke 21:34. It says, and take heed to yourself, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. Talking about the day of the Lord. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. A snare is a trap. It says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Alright, which is Yahweh Shai. That's right. So this is serious, man. Alright. These times that's coming is going to be like a snare upon the earth. So don't let your everyday blase bullshit overwhelm you. Alright. So that you miss paying attention or watching for the prophecies to be fulfilled. Alright, and knowing what time you're in, because it's important. Alright, otherwise you're going to get caught off guard like the Lord said. Alright, this is Revelations 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept my word and my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. The hour of temptation is when they push that RFID chip, make it mandatory, which is the mark of the beast. Alright, if you take it, your ass going to be destroyed. And taking it is a sin. Alright, and the judgment is getting destroyed in ICBM thermonuclear fire. Alright, so the hour of